Hey, good afternoon. This is Bob from Trade Genius. It's the 28th of July. And I don't have really too much to talk about what's going on, but which is really amazing to me is this absolute flat line. I would expect that it would try to come down and touch the bottom of this channel, and we have a moving volume average price here, and maybe it's going to come down and touch that, but it looks like logic would say, hey, maybe this thing will roll over, but it just sure doesn't look like it wants to sell off. It's just on some weird autopilot, and so it just bears watching. I don't know how long this will last. Going into next week is August. August isn't exactly a hot month for trading, and so maybe they're just seeing this out through the first of the new money for August, and then we'll get a bit of a sell off. But it could very easily just be consolidating here for just an absolute rocket launch too. So just got to be open to the possibilities. But what kind of gives me that sense is that looking at XIV is that it just keeps grinding higher. So their stock market standing still, and they're just selling off volatility and the contango on it, and it's just been an easy day trade for us for days now, and so don't know when that's going to end. I just think that volatility, believe it or not, is the way the structure XIV works. It looks like it's been suppressed. So this thing lifts. We got a weekly buy on this thing. Let me just double check that for you while I'm talking about it. And yeah, and so I think the possibilities here are that we just keep moving this thing right up. See, it's still underperforming SPY. Looking back almost 2.5 years, and usually volatility for XIV kind of exceeds it as a beta to SPY, but it's not been the case, and so this thing could just lift off, and we can have weeks and weeks and weeks of XIV just keep going up. And so right now, I'm still playing it long, and there's just no reason to get cute with it. I have a little core, take most of it off overnight. Next day, look for the first dip to buy and go. And so it's something for you guys to keep an eye on, because I don't think this story is over yet. And looking at gold in the miners, well, a little bit of a pullback today in GLD, and let's see here. But look at the weekly chart here, that looks pretty darn constructive. But going back to the hourly, which I do most of my trading against, is that I think the today was consolidating the big move yesterday, but I think the near-term target here is 133.40. We rolled our 128s into 129s, took a little profit off, but kept our exposure long. And there's nothing here that tells us that that this isn't forming a nice little cup or a rounded bottom to shoot higher. And giving me some courage on that is look at SILJ. The junior silver miners are just they're just going straight up again, and so we're just gonna ride this horse for a while. Don't see any reason to change on it. And then oil's been just getting its teeth kicked in, but what hit my screen today that's outside of the stuff I normally follow is Baker Hughes is giving us some indications of potential buying, and so that kind of caught me with some interest. And I think we have a 20% now bear market in oil, and June through early August has been the sell-off season for oil every year, and then in August we get a big move higher for whatever reason, typically hurricane season. But something's gonna lift a candle on this thing and make the shorts cover. And so, I'm watching the E&P guys, the explorers and the producers, and it's all holding up, which is really, with oil down so much, they're not down that much. In fact, that looks like a pretty constructive chart. And so, I'm waiting for oil to turn, and I will get long and I'll get aggressive on oil for at least the short covering trade, and then hop off again. Looking at something like a DWTI, and let's see if that's an ETF or an ETN. If it's an ETF, it might be a nice chance to get some puts on it. It's an ETN, so we'll have to look for something else. But these in ERY is just too low of a price here. So I'm looking for something that we could ride it down here with a triple. So I'll have to kind of poke around a little bit on that. But definitely we're going to get a good move in in oil. Retrace at least 1/3 or 1/2 of this, and then you go into the fall and you get another sell off in oils. That's kind of how I'm playing it. So right now I'm still long ags, and I'm long silver miners, I'm long gold calls, and short volatility, and that's pretty much. And I'm also, I already talked about that. So I already have the corn and wheat and ERX and GLD calls. So that's kind of my world right now. I'll probably go long some oil futures, but I'll look for also an ETF to share with people, or a triple that we could short with some puts. So anyways, Bob from Trade Genius. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you over the weekend sometime. Bye bye.